Hi everyone, welcome back to Planet J Tarot. Today's tarot reading, we're going to be looking at what assumptions do people make about you, your life. So we have 3 cards to choose from. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Feel free to choose however many cards you feel drawn to, but if you're going to watch more than one, maybe you want to watch more than one about a different person. But yeah, we have 3 cards to choose from. And I'm going to give you 30 more seconds to choose before we get started, okay? Love you, and give it a like if it resonates, okay? All right, about 15 more seconds. What assumptions do they make about the viewer, spirit? Tap me in now, and then let's get started. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Card number 1, the card you chose is the King of Pentacles. Interesting. So I'm going to put this here, and then we'll see how it translates into your reading, okay? So what assumptions do they make? Actually, let's use this deck first. What assumptions do they make about the viewer? The 9 of Swords. Sorry, these are holographic, so they look different in like different light. I tried to get the overhead light to come on, but it's not coming on, so just bear with me, y'all. Let me see if I can move these lights down. Maybe that makes it a little better. But yeah, 9 of Swords. The Fool. The Death card. 9 of Swords, Fool, Death card. What assumptions do they make about the viewer? What assumptions do they make about the viewer? The Strength card. I wanted to come out in reverse. But yeah. Let's get one more. 6 of Swords. Okay. And then on the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so the assumptions people make about this group are actually not that bad. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Let me see what else comes out. What else do they make assumptions about? A lot of major arcana. So it's like big assumptions that they're making about your life. Look, 2 of Cups and the 5 of Swords wanted to come out. What else? Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get the light a little different. Okay, that's the best I can do. But here we go. What other assumptions do they make? The 10 of Cups. Yeah, that's what I was getting. It's like more positive than you would think in this group. The Sun card, exactly. Once I say positive, the Sun card and the 10 of Cups come out. So in this group, it could be that if you're not experiencing happiness in your life, people assume that you are. So that's what I mean when I say it's like more positive. It's not that people don't think you struggle, but they feel like if you do, you handle it. Like you're strong enough to handle it or overcome it mentally and independently. So people assume that you don't need much. You don't need help. You're very secure, put together, responsible, mature. taken care of. 3 of Wands. People assume that you're not afraid to walk away. You're not afraid to make big plans that would change your life. The 4 of Pentacles. People assume that you are frugal. You don't spend your money on like frivolous things, that you are responsible. For others of you, though, it could be that they see that you don't spend money on frivolous things because you don't have much to spare. So it depends. It depends what type of person you are and who you're watching for. What assumptions do people make? 4 of Cups wanted to show. Let's see what else comes out. What assumptions do people make about the viewer? The 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. Yeah, people assume that you move on quickly. People assume that you look for solutions, not problems. And that if there is a problem, you will overcome it, but you will overcome it on your own, strongly, happily. People view you in a very positive light. 3 of Swords, yeah, that's what I was getting earlier. It's not that people assume that you haven't gone through shit. People assume that you have gone through, you have experienced heartbreak, but it's that you heal through it, like you work through it. And this can take a lot of mental energy, but it's like you make it look easy. You make it look easy, or you make it look like this is something you want to do. Like, most people would be like, damn, like life is like this. Like, I can't believe my life is like this. People view you and assume that you're not really like that. You're more of the type to be like, regardless of the situation, I'm going to make lemonade. This is how people view you. Very strong, fun, but serious, intense, loyal. What else? Spirit. Okay, Neptune wanted to come out. People also view you as someone who is very deep, a deep thinker, big energy, big personality. House 2, yeah. Again, some of you guys, people assume that you have money, or something to do with your money comes through here. It could also be that people assume that you just value yourself, like you, with the 9 of Pentacles, you value yourself, you have high standards, you prefer to live a life of luxury if you can, or maybe that's a goal of yours, but it's like you're happy with what you have at the same time. People may assume that you're married, or if you're not married, that you're happy being single. Conjunction, a union, merging, coming together. I feel like you're actually a very welcoming and open person, but you do have boundaries and you do have like values that you don't compromise on. And I think that people, this pretty much, the person that you are pretty much aligns with like the way that people assume things about you, but I'm not too sure if you are the type of person that needs someone. Like, people get the assumption that you don't need people, that you're not looking for anyone, but I actually think that you're somebody that could use a friend, or could use some help, or use, someone to lean on. House 3, yeah, exactly. Something about your communications coming through here. People feel like when you speak, they can tell what your dreams are, or the way that you view the world. I feel like in this group, people assume that you have a good heart, that you're a good person, but that you're not looking for a partner or to be validated. Like, people assume that you validate yourself. You give other people confidence in this group. People assume that you enjoy being this for other people. What else? Spirit, tell me more. Why will people assume? The Fool card again. Yeah, people assume that you're very free spirited, very fun, almost like a childlike nature to you. Yet there's a responsibility there as well. But it's like you make work look fun. You make difficult things look easy, or like a part of the grand mission, grand purpose. So it's like the things that people assume about you is positive, but also it can make you feel almost like a bit dehumanized. Like look, 3 of Swords wanted to come out again with the Knight of Swords. People assume that for you to have the demeanor that you do, that you've had to have gone through things, and like decided one day, like woke up one day and decided that you weren't going to let the things that you've been through keep you down. So I feel like in this group it's actually more positive, because the things that people assume or think about you is like they are attaching it to the fact that they're not assuming that you don't know what it is to struggle or go through this or have to grind or anything. No, it's more of a like, the way that people assume. So based off of the way that people experience you, if you resonate with being someone who's very strong or whatever, but happy, optimistic, they assume based off of the way that you act or sometimes the things that you say. For some of you guys, even the things that you don't say or the things that you wear or the items that you have or what you talk about, like you put value in, they assume from those conversations that you decided one day that you were going to change your life. You decided to be happy. You decided to move forward. Hey, oh my God, yeah. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Sorry, I just saw the comment. But yeah, what else? Yeah, Eight of Wands again coming through. So it's like it's more like people are what they assume about you is that you get a strong idea about what it is to like have self-love and like self-respect. People assume that you have a lot of self-respect and that your progress to being this way happened quickly for you, almost like it was necessary, like there was no other option for you. So like, like people that come out the hood, they say there was no other choice, had no other choice but to get it. You know what I mean? It's like that. They assume this about you, even if it's not true. Like you could be someone that you're sitting here saying, I've been sheltered my entire life. People don't assume that about you. People assume that you make things look easy, but that it's not easy for you. What else? Ooh, look, this one wanted to come out. It flipped over. The Star card in reverse with the Queen of Wands. Yeah. People assume that you used to be in a position where you gave up. You had no hope. But you're not like that anymore. So it's like people are assuming this, but they're also curious as to what happened. But they know that you don't want to focus on that. You don't want to focus on the past. You're trying to move forward. Let's get one more. Yeah, look, Ten of Pentacles. You're trying to move forward. You have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So people assume that you care a lot about your family or your long-term goals or your success, and that you're going to get to it quickly because you no longer let anything hold you back. People assume that you don't care about what people think. Maybe you did at some point, but you don't care anymore. Yeah, the Emperor. Exactly. And the Queen of Swords. Very intelligent, very smart. People assume that you can plan, but that sometimes you do let your instincts guide you, and it ends up working out for you. But maybe in the past, this could have created difficulties for you. Okay, so why? I'm curious as to why people assume this. Why do people assume this about... I'll get 3 from this deck. Why do people assume this about card number 1? Why do people assume this about card number 1? Why do people assume this about card number 1, Spirit? Why do people assume that this is the life card number 1 lives or has lived? It's positive. So I'm curious as to like, what is it that you've shown these people or the person you're watching for them to be this way? I don't know if it's just if they can read you. There's a connection that you have between you and this person. There's similar interests, similar experiences, deep conversations. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like where they're getting this from. Is it like rumors? Are they hearing people talk about you in a positive light? What is it that's giving them this idea? They're viewing you as the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Fool card, the Death card. There's nothing to be played about. Look, Nine of Pentacles again with the Two of Wands. So opportunity and rest. What else? People feel like you're experienced, very experienced. Some people assume that you're already taken in a relationship, and that breaks their heart. Like people that have crushes on you. I can see people that have crushes on you, wondering like what they're gonna do now because you seem happy where you are. Okay, so let's get your angel number as well. So we have a few cards here that have different angel numbers on them, and we're going to figure out which one is yours in just a second. Hold on, y'all. Okay, let's roll the die and see which angel number is for the viewer. Number 1. Okay, so you got 1637, and we're going to look at what this angel number means now. Put your heart and soul into your work. Yeah, I almost said that people think that you're very like dedicated and hardworking, And I got that from the Emperor, but usually I get that when the Ten of Wands comes out. But the fact that you have the King of Pentacles is telling me that it's like people assume that you work hard because there is an end goal in mind, whether it is that you work hard for your family, you work hard for your partner, you work hard for your dreams, you work hard because that's just what you think your life purpose is to be. But people assume this. People assume that you're very calm and confident. And people assume that you're the type of person to take accountability for your own mistakes. Like you wouldn't blame other people for the shit that you do. So the main thing that's coming through with this group is that people assume that you have a lot of integrity. A lot of integrity. What else? Despite your experiences and the things that you've been through, people assume that you probably have been hurt time and time again for being the free, loving that you are, but that you still continue to be yourself and just like they respect you for it. What else? Two Swords decision. So why, this is the why people are assuming this. The Two of Swords, the Knight of Swords, again, clarifying the Knight of Swords is the Knight of Swords. And that's what I was talking about, where it's like people assume that you get this sort of like thought or idea, and it's like instinctive for you, and you follow it. You make the decision to follow it. And it's like you're not asking other people for advice. What else? Why? Yeah, Knight of Wands, exactly. The Rebel. You're not asking anyone for advice or for validation or for help or anything. The Rebel in this particular deck actually talks about somebody that was the black sheep, somebody that was abandoned or treated poorly, or, you know, through these really like negative situations where people try to keep them down or just don't show up for them the way that they need to. So people assume this because from what they've seen, you have had to deal with the unknown and make difficult or just like decisions that you didn't expect to have to make, but the way you handled it was different. It was different and it was real, and it was again something that made them view you as someone with integrity. What else? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is what I was getting. Like 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups again. Success. Yeah, and look, love. Yeah, people assume you have a big heart. And you just lead with your heart. Like no matter what you've gone through, no matter if people betray you, or for some of you guys it's like speaking poorly on you, like no matter what you've gone through, that you always seem to, it's like they're assuming that you're going to be okay, you're going to be successful. It's like if anyone had to bet top dollar on who would be able to overcome this sort of situation, they would put their money on you. And a lot of this is because some people feel like they've seen you in a situation, handle a situation, talk about a situation or something like that differently. Like you would have handled it differently than them. And you did this without guidance. You did this without advice or help or, you know, like anything. Is just purely following your instinct. Yeah. And people assume that you've been through quite a lot, but that you would rather focus on what you want instead of what you've gone through. Queen of Swords, the thinker. Exactly. Queen of Swords came out again. So yeah, pretty positive for this group, for what people assume about you. They view you in a very positive, strong, and like you have a lot of integrity. So if that resonated, give it a like, come back for another one on my channel. And I'm going to put you guys in the virtual waiting room while I clear up the space. Okay. So that's what this is. Virtual waiting room. Okay. All right, Spirit, tap me in to the next group, please. What do I need to know about the next group and what assumptions people make about them? Give me clear, concise messages, please. What do I need to know about the next group, card number 2, and the assumptions that people make about them and the life that they live? Please let me know what's true, what's false, and what's somewhere in the middle. Okay. Okay, Spirit. I think we're about ready to get started with group number 2 now. Let me just shuffle this one out as well. All right, Spirit. What can you tell me about group number 2? What can you tell me about group number 2? Spirit. All right. Sorry, I had to get a sip of water. All right, what can you tell me, Spirit? The card group number 2 chose. Ooh, the Tower. You chose the Tower. Yeah, people assume that you're here to F shit up. You're not here to look prim proper. You don't care if you make a mess. That's what people assume about you. Keep in mind, none of this has to be true. Okay? But those are my first impressions and messages. So what do people assume about the viewer? Card number 2. The Emperor and the 2 or 7 of Cups wanted to come out. What's this? The Hierophant. Okay, they wanted to come out in reverse. I didn't take reversals for the other one, so let me ask Spirit now. And I am only going to take the cards if they fall out one by one. But should I take reversals? It says no. Okay. Okay, so the Emperor, 7 of Cups, the Hierophant. What do people assume about pile number 2? Okay, the Moon card. First card out is the Moon card. What do people... Sorry, there's a bit of a glare. It's because they're holographic cards. I kind of put it like that. Maybe that helps a little. What do people assume? The 5 of Pentacles and the Hermit wanted to come out. Again, I'm only taking them one by one, so that's why I'm putting them back in. Just bear with me, Dan. The Queen of Pentacles. The Moon card, the Queen of Pentacles. Sorry, did you see that? It's the Queen of Pentacles. The 6 of Wands. Oh, okay. People assume that you don't... Weirdly enough, it's like people assume that you're not looking for attention or praise. That you almost like shy away from it. The Knight of Swords. Some of you guys, people assume that you're very reserved. Some people feel like your reservedness is due to insecurity or fear, whereas others may just view you as someone very sensitive and like nurturing, and that you're very good at being that. 7 of Pentacles, or maybe even very proud of being that way. Doesn't matter your gender, by the way. 7 of Pentacles, people assume that you're patient. You're patient, a good leader, on your way to success. Like you have accomplishments under your belt, but that you also are going to get more. Yeah, look, the Magician. People assume with the Queen of Pentacles that you, at one point, were very self-sufficient, but you could possibly be taken care of, or maybe this could mean that some people assume that you have a good work-life balance. What else? Let me get one more. The Judgment card wanted to come out with the King of Cups. Didn't I say like maybe a little bit sensitive? This is giving Scorpio 8th house energy, but you don't have to have that. Let me ask Spirit, should I take the King of Cups? It says yeah. Should I take the Judgment card on the bottom of the deck? No. Okay, so let me see what other card comes out. And then the Star card wanted to come out with the 10 of Cups. Wow. 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 What else? Okay, this is... Okay. 2 of Pentacles. What's this? And the Page of Cups. I don't know if there's like a child coming through, or if that's just saying that you're very soft. People assume that you're soft, but that you have an outward personality. Like you may have different personalities, like a home personality, a work personality. People assume that you're emotionally mature, very patient. It takes emotional maturity to be as patient as you are. Humble, but like also you know what you have done right. So that, look, the Hermit want to come out again. So we will take it on the bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Yeah, in this group, people assume that you don't like... Maybe some people assume that you're an introvert, or that you only open up to certain people emotionally. It's not that you have a vulnerability issue, but that like your vulnerability is reserved for certain people. People feel you very intensely. Some people, like your eyes are coming through. The way you look at people is coming through here. I'm not sure why. Very smart. People assume they're very smart in that, I don't know, some people may assume they overthink, but maybe they just don't know you well. Let me see. Look, Ace of Cups. Didn't I say that? Yeah, the Ace of Cups to the Moon card is telling me that people assume that you're very like emotional. Very emotional, full of love or full of emotion. that you've always been this way. People assume that you've always been this way, or that it could have something to do with the way that you grew up or your mother. Look, the moon card coming through again. Exactly. That's what I was getting when I was looking at the moon card and the ace of cups together, that this has something to do with your mother or the way you grew up, especially if you didn't have a nurturing mother or a caring mother. What else? Look, the Hierophant again. The Hierophant to the Six of Wands. People assume that you're only looking for the creme of the crop in your life, as a partner, as a friend, as a boss, as a place of work. But maybe that you accept less than what you deserve sometimes. Six of Cups, yeah, because you're very genuine. People assume that you have to have a deep connection with somebody to tell them what you're thinking, what your goals are, what you're working on behind the scenes, your past. People assume a lot about your past and the way you grew up, specifically your mother. I don't know why. Maybe they're curious about that. If it's not your mother, it's about your partner, if you have one. But the Six of Cups, damn. The Empress and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's like people assume that you don't know how great you are in this group, almost like you underestimate yourself. And I'm not sure why. Maybe you've gotten negative attention at some point in your life. People assume that you'd rather keep things low key. The World card, but you're very wise, like you're an old soul. People assume that you're very wise, you're an old soul, and that your entire life that you've always done the right thing. Like you never stepped outside of the lines or anything. This may not even be true. Like you could be watching this right now, like, no, I'm a bad girl, like, or I'm a bad boy, or I've done this, but it's like that's not what people are assuming. People don't assume that you have like a negative, mean, or like spiteful bone in your body. And I think the reason why the Tower card is coming up, because maybe they're not used to people like that. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. Yeah, some of you guys wait, the Four of Wands. Some people feel like you're like one of their soulmates, but that you don't believe in that sort of thing. It's not everyone. There's somebody, I think, from your past, though. There's one specific person from your past that still makes assumptions about your life. Like, let's say you dated someone. They could assume that you're already taken in a relationship and that it's all over. But outside of that person, most people assume that you have genuine connections in your life that you keep very private. Oh, that's what it is. People assume that you're very private. Very private. Locked in. Like you're not the type to just open up immediately about your emotions, your feelings, your private life, your past. This is the assumption. So it's more of like in this group, it's like, you know, like in the other group, it was like if you were that type of person, like let's say that card number one showed up as that type of person, they would have made the assumption that the reason why you were that way was because of X, Y, and Z. But in this group, they're not really making assumptions about why you are this way, but they're assuming that this is who you are as a person. And I feel like they handle you or they act a certain way with you because of it, but they're still curious as to why. Like there's a big question mark when people think about you and talk about you. It's like a question mark. Can I tell me a little bit more about who the viewer is, though? House 11, friends, like-minded groups, humanitarian beliefs. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's valid. People assume that you have a good heart, a big heart, and I think that part is true. But it's more so like with your friends. Like some of you guys, you could have a shitty relationship with your friends or your father, your mother, and your father or something like that, but that you care a lot about your friends. Or despite having a certain relationship with them. Some of you guys, people assume that you're best friends with your mother. I don't know why. Either your mother or your father, or that your best friend is older than you, your best friend takes care of you, or that you're the best friend that does this. The moon card, though, some people feel like you don't trust people to take care of you, though, especially your friends. They assume that you don't really trust them to be there for you, take care of you. I'm not sure why. Capricorn, yeah, maybe this is why. Maybe because you are, maybe you could be the type of person where it's like if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Like people view you as someone, like you are actually someone very realistic. You're very realistic. You could put high expectations on yourself. You're not afraid of taking the steps you're supposed to take. People assume that you're not the type of person to look for shortcuts. very respectable. People respect you in this group. People assume that respect is very important to you. Fire, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. The truth is, though, and what I feel like most people don't see, is that there is a different element to you. You're not all work, you're not all this, you're not all that. You're not always patient. Sometimes you actually can be more passionate, more out there, more intense. But this could be something that people only get to see with you over time. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, like over time, you build strong connections with people and they get to see this fiery side to you. But maybe in the beginning, they see you as a coworker, or like maybe a friend that they put in a certain box, or maybe they assume that this is how you are with them. Bottom of the deck is Neptune, dream and transcend. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you could be the type of person that keeps like how emotional you are and stuff like that to yourself, though. Like you don't share this with just everyone. What else, Spirit? I'm curious as to why they think this, but we'll look at that in a second. The fire part threw me off, but it does make sense because the Six of Wands came out. There's not much air here. There's not much swords. There's no swords out right now. So another thing that people assume is that you're not the ones who talk. Like you're not talking a lot. You don't have to be quiet. I'm not saying that you have to be quiet, but this could be strangers that assume this about you. Maybe people assume that you're busy or something. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, didn't I say this could be coworkers that are thinking this? So tell me more about the why, or tell me more about what people are assuming. People are assuming that you're learning how to trust. You're working on trust issues. The Hangman. People assume that you're very enlightened. People assume that you've had an older person in your life, whether it was a mentor, a parent, or something that like molded you into who you are. Whether it was because they did the wrong things and you learned what not to do, or because they guided you. Four Swords. Something about sleepy. I don't know. Some people are making assumptions about where you lay your head at night. Like if your room is big, if your bed is small, if you like that sort of thing. I don't know why. It's like they're curious about your private life. Would you say, hi, what can you say about me? Oh, sorry, I just saw your comment. But this is about what people assume about you, baby. So you have to choose a card. So this is card number 2. But you can choose 1 through 3. In that, the reading will tell you more about yourself. Okay. If you're looking for a love reading, you're going to have to contact me personally because this isn't a love reading. Okay? But I love you. Thanks for being here. Ooh, look, 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, people assume that you're very hardworking in this group, but that you're working on yourself. Like for example, let's say that you are somebody, you don't have to necessarily talk about the things that you've been through, but some people assume that you like are in therapy, or that you're in school, or that you're learning something, or that you prefer to be quiet. Like in this group, if you're not a quiet person, or at least that's not how you are in the beginning when you first meet people, then this is not your group, because people assume that you're healing in this group. People assume that you're healing, that you could be going through something, but at the same time, it's like you're managing your responsibilities well, but it's like you prefer to keep that to yourself. So like, let's say that you just recently told somebody about a difficult time that you're going through. This person is not repeating what you told them. They're keeping it to themselves. But all the while they're assuming like, damn, they must really, have a lot going on. Maybe that's why they get so quiet, or maybe that's why they zone out, or maybe that's why, they're not talking much, because maybe what's on their mind is something a lot deeper. You know what I mean? That's what people are assuming. Bottom of the deck is 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. Like you're keeping it to yourself. Basically, you're keeping it to yourself. 5 of Swords. You're keeping your stress to yourself. You don't want to get hurt. You might just be more private. Like people assume that you're a bit more guarded. You're protecting your happiness and your peace. So people assume that maybe you've been manipulated in the past, or you're just very sensitive. People assume that in the past you used to be naive, or that you have put certain parameters on yourself to not like be taken advantage of. So I'm going to be looking at now why people are thinking that. Star on the bottom of the deck. Wow. Yeah. It's like people are assuming that you're hoping for your life to get better, for things to get better with you. What'd you say? Yes, sounds, oh, well, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, this is card number 2. I see that you commented number 1. So if you're, I don't know if you want to rewind back to the beginning of the reading and watch card number 1, but so why do people assume this? Why do people assume this about, okay, damn. Why do people assume this about card number 2? The 9 of Cups, luck. Why do people assume this about card number 2? People can tell that you're a big dreamer or that you, it's like, oh damn, yeah, look. Why do people assume this? It's because sometimes people look at you and they see that you seem a bit sad. You seem a bit sad sometimes. It's more of a look in your eye. Some of you guys, it's the look on your face or your posture or the fact that you get quiet sometimes. 4 of Cups, yeah. Yeah, look, this is like a bird in the cage. The restrictions. Didn't I say that? It's like people assume that you're putting parameters in yourself. There are some people that have seen you do this, whether it is that you make yourself smaller for other people, or if you have an issue, like maybe just keep it to yourself. If you're upset or someone, rub you the wrong way, you keep it to yourself. Maybe some people assume that you're working on your communication or you're working on your like emotions, like whether that is that you have anger issues or you used to have anger issues, or that you're learning to advocate for yourself or something like that. I don't know. It just kind of feels like people assume you're going through a growth period, but that there's also something to you that they don't quite know much about. I don't know that, yeah, growth period with the 4 swords again. People wait to hear from you for some reason. Look, 6 of Cups again. People like you in this group. People like you a lot, but it's like they feel like you're not honest with them about everything that you have going on. Like maybe you're trying to remain positive during a difficult time. So it's like maybe that's why I was getting something about secrets, like not wanting to share your private information. I don't know if you're watching this about like a best friend or something like that, where you told them something about you that they would have never guessed. So now they're assuming a bunch of other things. There's something about this pile that feels a bit somber. The Queen of Pentacles and the Lover. Queen of Pentacles and the Lover. Some people may assume that you just got out of a toxic situation. Whether that was a toxic job, toxic box, toxic family, toxic way of thinking about yourself and your life period. It's like you're going through a journey. You're going through it alone. Not because you're always alone, but because it's something you have to do on your own. Like some people assume that you're grieving. Some people have seen you talk about some things that you've been through. Whereas other people see that you, despite what you have lost or gone through, that you still look on the positive and talk about hopeful things and like the shit that you love. And like they see both sides. They see both sides, and I feel like they actually empathize with you. 5 of Wands. Maybe people give you a hard time, or maybe people assume that you just have some obstacles in your life right now, but that you're trying to stay positive. So what's pile number 2 or card number 2's angel number? We have different angel numbers that we're going to choose from. So let's see what number comes out for pile number 2, card number 2. Number 2. Okay. So your angel number is 5844. And it says, good person. Didn't I say that? Good person with good energy. No negative thinking. Didn't I just say that? And then, oh, okay. Well, this is something interesting that came out, but I think I do kind of notice that with the 8 of Pentacles, you could be this type of person. It says habits make money. Hobbies make money. So some of you guys, some people assume that you've turned your passions or the things that you care deeply about into something to make money or lucrative, or that this is the goal of yours. So let's say you're interested in music. They may assume that you want to turn that passion into something to make money off of, or, something like that. Take what is yours, leave what isn't, because that might not resonate for everyone. But again, sometimes those are just assumptions. Or other people, if they may assume that if you were to do that, that it would be a lucrative thing for you. Some people may assume that you're in school to like learn how to do this, or you're taking some sort of course or something like that, but that doesn't have to be the case for everyone. This could just be coworkers that are thinking this, or people that you went to school with or whatever. But yeah, some people that you went to school with, they feel like they haven't heard from you in a while or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for card number 2. So if that resonated, give it a like. Come back for another reading on my channel. And now I'm going to put you in the virtual waiting room. And we're going to get started with card number 3, okay? So while I clean up, you guys are going to go into the virtual reading room while I pick up all the cards. Okay. Yeah, in this group, it's more of like, I think people worry about you. I don't know if it's just people from your past that you don't talk to anymore, and they just are thinking damn, I wonder if they're still going through X, Y, and Z. So I don't know if this is like recent people we stopped talking to, or just people in your life period that just don't know you that well but want to. I think some people wonder like how they can be there for you in this group. Feels more like people care. Or some people want to know if you have a fun side too. Like if you're all work, if you're always like this. They want to know more about like the different layers to you, if that makes sense. So the assumptions that people are making is more of a like what if they're like this, but what if they're like this? You know, like that sort of thing. It seems more like what ifs, not like full-fledged assumptions of people assuming that's how you are, but like just curious, if that makes sense. So, okay. So with that being said, let me shuffle up some of the cards while we get started for card number 3. Again, guys, I really appreciate you commenting here in the live chat, but if my readings ever resonate with you and you're not in a position to donate or, you know, whatever, give it a like. Liking the video and commenting on the actual video actually really helps. It helps get like the video out to get more people onto the channel. So, you know, you don't have to buy a whole reading or donate. You can if you want to through YouTube. If not, you can just leave a comment, like leave a heart or something, you know? Let me know you enjoyed it. Okay, but let's get started with card number 3 now. Okay. Card number 3, the card you chose is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so you chose the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so what do people assume? What assumptions are people making about card number 3? First card is the Seven of Swords. Uh-oh. Seven of Swords is a interesting first card to come out. The Hierophant, the Fool, the Nine of Wands. Seven of Swords doesn't have to be bad. I know that it has like a negative connotation a lot of the time in tarot, but it doesn't always have to be bad. I just wanted to say that for those of you watching right now. The Queen of Cups. Oh, okay. Queen of Cups. The Strength card. People assume that you don't want to get hurt. In this group, people assume that you're afraid of getting hurt, so that you may do certain things, say certain things, act a certain way. Even some of you guys, it's you act passive aggressive. Other you guys, it's like you act clueless. Some of you guys, maybe they feel like there's a bit of like, I don't know if it's like emotional manipulation or like trying to protect yourself from emotional manipulation. The Strength card and the Empress to the Six of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. People assume that you play it cool, but that you actually want more. People assume that you have a high self-esteem. People assume that you've gone through your share of being deprived, being drained, being used, being abused, some of you guys, being lied to. Yeah, you're not the Seven of Swords. You're not the Seven of Swords. People assume that you've had Seven of Swords in your energy. Interesting. What else? What else? People assume that you give people the benefit of the doubt. People assume that you're more comfortable in your feminine energy, being taken care of versus being the one to take care of another person. Whether that is true or false, we're not here to look at. But yeah, Nine of Swords. People assume that you're afraid of being lied to, you're afraid of being manipulated, you're afraid of investing in the wrong person, wrong thing. They assume this, but I'm not necessarily seeing that it's because of the way you act. Yeah. Four of Cups and Queen of Cups. People assume that you've been emotionally neglected before. It's almost like, damn, why would they treat them like that? I just heard, why would they treat them like that? People assume that you care a lot about giving back. People assume that you're emotionally strong. Three of Pentacles to the High Priestess. People assume that you help without expecting anything in return. People assume that you're not 100% happy with where your life is right now or with the way work is right now. People assume the Knight of Cups. People assume that you are the type to lend a hand or show someone compassion. People assume that you know you're meant to be loved. People assume that you know that you are going to have something special one day, whether if this is with a dream, creativity, a goal, or it could have something to do with your relationship. It could have to do with love, but it could also have something to do with your own personal dreams. People assume that you're a very passionate person. People assume that people make assumptions about the people you have sex with. In this group, for some reason, people assume that your sexual encounters are not deep. Not that that is a preference of yours, but that it just so happens to be the case. Bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. I'm not sure why that part came through. I don't know if this is who is making this assumption about you. People assume Nine of Swords to the Four of Cups. Seven of Swords. Queen of Cups. What about the Strength card? What about the Empress? Okay, you're the Empress. Some of you guys, people make assumptions about a Leo or someone with water placements that was in your life. Or the person making these assumptions has water or Leo in their chart. They could even have Gemini or Aquarius. What else? Tell me more about the viewer. Tell me more about the viewer. Square. A challenging situation in a mountain to climb. Yeah. People assume that you have had to deal with shitty situations with emotionally manipulative, lying, victim mentality sort of people. I don't know why. Aries. Yeah. Independence, bravery, and passion. People assume that you've had people in your life that could not handle you. Maybe they bullied you or tried to make you feel less than because they weren't confident. People feel like basically you've had to deal with shady people because of their own insecurities and their own ignorance. Yeah, sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. And the rewarding situation to me is this Ace of Pentacles. So people assume that basically that there's a light at the end of the tunnel for you. So a lot of the assumptions people make about your life are positive. Air, open-minded, objectivity, and learning. Yeah, people assume that whatever mistake you've ever made, you've learned from it. I heard, fool me once, never again. Yeah, fool me once, never again. People assume that you know that people underestimate you or think that they can pull the wool over your eyes, but that you know that it's just not true. So I don't know if there's someone coming through here that's seen this happen. Seen someone try to play you or snake you out or take advantage of your kindness. Think because shit was sweet. People assume that people most of the time think shit is sweet with you and that you end up having to act out of character or get big or brave or, just kind of defend yourself. It's not fair. Almost like it's not fair. What assumptions do people make? Now, if you are the type of person to do this to another person, it could go both ways here. Either people assume that you kind of been ganged up on or whatever, targeted, or that you're the type of person to do that to another person, but you'll know in this case if that's your situation. Justice card, exactly. I was seeing the Justice card when I said unfair. Some people assume that you are going to win a case, and it doesn't have to be literal like a case. It can even be somebody knows that people are gossiping about you, but that you're going to Like no one's going to believe that person. Or let's say there's beef in your family. They know that you're right. Like they assume you're right. If someone lies about you, yeah, that's what it is. Someone could go behind your back and try to create problems, but it's like they always assume that you're the one in the right. But that for some reason, sometimes this gets under your skin. You have to work hard to ignore this shit. Sometimes people assume this. Yeah, Five of Swords, exactly. That sometimes it gets under your skin, or it messes with your mental. Sometimes people assume that you are a recovering people pleaser, or that you've never been a people pleaser, but for some reason people want you to do whatever they say. People assume that people don't want to listen to you, even though you're smart. Like, you know what you're doing. People assume that because you're pretty or handsome, that that's the reason why you have the things that you do. Those people are pathetic. I just heard that. It wasn't me. I heard that. So maybe that's what you're thinking. Or maybe that's how they feel about themselves secretly, and they project that onto you. I'm seeing the Seven of Cups, the Page of Wands. People assume that they can leave your life and come back and talk to you like nothing ever happened. Judgment, yeah. Like you'll always make the decision to take them back. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the case. Forgiveness is coming through. The Fool card, yeah, exactly. Like they can come back and restart. And like you're always going to, be like, yeah, no problem. But it's like they know that it stresses you out. So these could be people that are actually not good for you. Or someone else sees this. The Sun card and the Hermit. Wow. Happy alone. Sometimes you feel like you'd rather be alone. Some people assume this. Why do they assume this? Why do they assume this? Some people assume that you have a child. Or that you've been the way you are since you were a child. Some people assume that you're naive. I don't know why. That could be a projection. Eight of Pentacles support. Some people assume that you're always going to be there if they do you wrong. Some people assume that you deserve better. Three of Cups, memories. Some people assume that you have reoccurring memories, dreams, thoughts. I'm not sure why. I heard storytelling. Some people like the stories you tell. That was weird. That just came through. Someone here likes the stories you tell. Make assumptions based off of the stories you tell them. People assume a lot in this group about you. Some of it is positive, some of it is not. Why do people assume these things? Why do people assume these things? Knight of Cups, again. People assume this because of how charming you are, because of how uplifting you are, because of how encouraging you are, because you always are there to help, because you've always shown that you will be a supporting person. People assume these things because they've seen it. It kind of feels like that's what they're saying to themselves. They assume these things because they've seen it. Queen of Pentacles. People assume that you're responsible as well. So let's see what your angel number is. Wait, actually, for this group, I actually want to know a little bit more why. Why? Because the Empress coming out here with the High Priestess is like, that's the divine feminine energy. And I'm not saying that everyone watching is a feminine. So take what is yours and leave what isn't. But for my women here, I want to look at that. Why do people see you as the Empress? Why do people assume you're the Empress? The Ace of Pentacles again. And that's the card you chose right here. Ace of Pentacles. So people assume this because maybe you just started at a new job. Or maybe you just started somewhere Or maybe people are seeing your manifestations come into fruition. Maybe some people are seeing that they're assuming that you're going to get some sort of support, whether it's financial. I don't know why. Some people are assuming that you're going to come into something big. So there could be some people coming through here because they sense that you're doing better and they want to come back. Now, for others of you, though, some people just assume that you have a lot of resources, like people that want to help you, basically. People assume that you have friends in high places for some reason. Yeah, look, temperance. People assume that you're a peaceful person. Yeah, the emperor. Wow. The emperor and the empress. Some people assume that you married rich or that you're in a rich relationship or a good relationship. Some people assume this. Like some people, let's say that you just broke up with somebody. Somebody could assume that you're going to get in a relationship that actually treats you the way that you deserve it to be treated. Now, for others of you guys, if you're in a relationship right now, then people are assuming that this relationship is very healing for you. It's a great opportunity for you to be with the person that you're with. Now, for others that are interested in you, they could assume that you are this. You are a blessing for them. You are the opportunity that they wanted. You are what they were asking for. They almost assume that you were sent to them. Some people assume that you were sent to them. Some people really respect you. Really respect you. Some people, if you're in a relationship, though, they assume that your partner is too insecure for you and that they could be the one for you. So, take what is yours and leave what isn't, because not everyone here is in a relationship and not everyone here, will resonate with that. But some people assume that. Some people assume that your partner, your coworker, or someone else in your life is a bum and that they could treat you better. Why? Shoot for that. Tell me why. Why? The Tower. Maybe because these people keep fucking up. Or they're destructive. Or there's always something going on with those people. Or they create chaos in your life. They just don't seem stable. They assume that they're not stable for you. Six of Pentacles. Oh yeah, that came out earlier. Yeah, they assume that they're only there to take from you. And that's why that you deserve better. They assume that these people are only coming to you looking for handouts. They're not actually there to support you or share their wealth or share things. It's me, very entitled. They're kind of taking advantage of your generosity. So they assume that you probably have a lot of people that are in debt to you, a lot of people that treat you unfairly because they don't feel secure in themselves. Like some people assume that there's some people around you that only are around you for selfish reasons, to either receive gifts or manipulate you with them. Like there's some sort of imbalance or one-sided nature or abuse of your generosity. So on a better note, on a more positive note, though, there are some people that come in, though, and they're thinking, no, I can be better than that. Yeah, look, bottom of the deck, to close out the reading, the Emperor and the Empress both came out. The Emperor and the Empress both came out. So yeah, I don't know if this is a specific person coming through here. Maybe I can ask Spirit. It kind of feels like there might be one or two people that feel this way towards you, that they could be the one for you. Almost like they're better. They're better. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a job. It could be a friend or something. But there's someone that is like thinking kind of like, no, I'm that. I can be that for them. Almost like they want you to give them a shot. Seriously. So give me 3 cards. Hold on. It could be more than one. It could be like 4 people that maybe, I don't know. Either it's 4 people that fumbled you or 4 people that want to be this for you, think you would be a great match. So who? Okay, house 1. So some of you guys, you may have the same rising sign as this person, or your rising signs could be square each other, which I think would make you both the same rising element, or the same rising, sorry, not the same element, the same modality. Some of you guys, this person could have Aries or first house placements, or this is somebody who has this, hold on. Yeah, they have a similar approach to life. So that's why they're thinking this. This could be somebody that is a very individual person. Both independent. You're both independent. Somebody in the person that's thinking this, you're both independent. Yeah, they could have Cardinal in their chart. Strong Aries is coming through, but they don't have to have that. You can look at the signs that are on this particular card. Maybe they have that somewhere in their chart, but they don't have to. But it says instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. So someone that's thinking this is not someone that is not on your level. It's actually somebody that appreciates who you are and wants to match you. Like they want to match you. They're determined. It's like a mission of theirs. I don't think this is somebody that doesn't take no for an answer very easily. Kind of what I'm getting. What else, Spirit, about this person? Yeah, Sag came through. So they could have Sag in their chart. They don't have to. Or you do. You could have any of these placements if it's not this person. Yeah, this is somebody who's very optimistic, very free. They're down to explore. They like to try new things. They respect you. This is someone that respects you. Has probably told you that they respect you. Scorpio, very intense. You could have 8th house synastry with this person, 9th house synastry, 1st house synastry. Yeah, this is someone, yeah,